Today we're going to work with the fantastic steelhead of Lake Erie. We're going to take the skin right off and just run your knife with the knife facing down towards the skin. And you peel that right off. The next thing is there's always a line of pin bones about 3/4 of the way up on the fillet. You're going to want to, you could stand and pick them with needle nose pliers, or you can just say that you did fish it, it didn't cost you a ton of money. You could take a V cut right out of the center here. Go on the back side. Remember, the bones go in at an angle, so your knife has to follow that angle and you'll feel them going along. So there we have our fillets. What we're going to do is pour a little bit of oil in a bowl. We're going to take our pieces of steelhead and we're preheating a saute pan, aluminum saute pan. And you don't want to do it to the point where they use the black, and we're just looking to sear it real quick. We're going to put some Jeffrey seasoning crystals on both sides of this fish. Then we're going to bring them over in our hot pan. There'll be no additional oil needed because your oil is coating on the seasoning. Might be good if you're worried about the smoke in the house, take it outside and do it right on your gas grill. Once it's seared, that's just like cauterizing a cut. It's going to hold the juices in. So now what we're going to do is cut our heat back. Just give that. In the meantime, we're going to start a little bit of a cream sauce. We're going to take, once again, a little bit of shallots. We're going to dice it. A little bit of butter. You want to wait till your shallots are cooked enough on this dish. You don't want, we're going to make it in a fine cream sauce. You're going to put the shallots, and you want that shallot flavor in there. What you don't want to have is the crispiness of the shallot. You want to make sure that that's cooked until it's translucent. If you can see through it, you've lost your texture in the shallot, so it won't be offensive when you bite into it. We're going to take some white vermouth. Let that reduce by half. Now we're going to put a little lemon juice. Always roll your lemon. Sort of work it around. You'll feel it getting stiff or loose. Takes all the juice, so when you cut it open, you don't have to take any loose seeds away. Touch of chicken stock. About a cup of heavy cream. So if you're about medium on it, it's now we're going to add a touch of Dijon mustard. Now the trick of the day is going to be, if you take some butter, whole butter, and you take it inside flour and work it together, letting the flour go into the butter, just sort of knead it together. Anytime you're doing a quick little sauce in a saute pan, you want to enrich the sauce and thicken it up. You add that butter to it, give it a shake. you're adding butter, you're adding air, and you're adding flour. Now the flour is raw, so you got to keep in mind anytime you add raw flour, you're going to want to let it cook for a second. Now what we're going to do, we're going to circle the steelhead. There you go. And that's another one of Lake Erie's finest. For this great recipe and other great recipes, go to the outdoor icon and click on Cooking with Crystals.
Rob, my favorite part of hosting the Outdoor Icon show with you is eating Jeff Crystal's cooking whenever we film the Cooking with Crystal segment.
Oh man, Dan, I gotta agree with you, and boy, it really shows. And this is your chance to come cook with Jeff.
One lucky winner will be able to come in and film a cooking segment with us.
And then they'll be able to feed it to their friends later that evening. All you have to do is go to OutdoorIcon.com, click on the Cook with Crystal contest logo, and you too can win a chance to be on the Outdoor Icon show and share in Jeff's culinary skills.
So don't miss out. Log on, OutdoorIcon.com.
All right, Chris and John, I want to thank you guys for coming on down here to the river, showing us the ways, a little bit about steelhead, and you know, we didn't totally shellac them, but we got some good hookups. I know you guys got a little jump on them pretty good here this morning, and we got some somewhat tough conditions. We can't fish our home waters that you prefer to fish there in Ohio. We're actually in Pennsylvania. Make sure you get your Pennsylvania fishing license, which you can actually do online now if you go to the PA Fish Commission. We'll have that link on the end of the site there. But
that's nice.
But yeah, so what do you think about this steelhead fishing and where it's been heading and where it's going?
I think the future is very bright here for the steelhead fishery in the Great Lakes, and every state, especially in Lake Erie, between New York, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, they all have aggressive stocking programs. So I think the future is very bright. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest it. The couple things, you know, Pennsylvania is more of a fall run fish. The same with New York's strain of fish they use. Ohio, that Manistee strain is more of a spring run, so that's a little better suited for the spring of the year. So
not taking anything away from the Pennsylvania fish, it's a very hardy fish.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes in every fall, and it's here and it stays.
They stay through what? Through the winter?
Yeah.
And,
the winter.
Yeah. And we're in springtime.
It's a little tougher to catch them in the springtime. But, you know, like we said, unfortunately, we can't fish Ohio, which I like fishing Ohio. Plus, it's closer to home.
Sure.
And everything. But, you know, Pennsylvania's a great fishery. And I love, you know, since I got into steelhead fishing about 5-6 years ago, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And it's something I wish I would have started a long time ago.
Well, it's definitely booming. There's been, like as we said before, I think off screen, there's license plates of different cars and trucks out here from Wisconsin to Minnesota, Missouri. People, the word's getting out. People are coming in. It's just a great fishery up here. It's a great fighting fish, and I'm glad I found the time to come up here with you guys to enjoy some of this. And I think we're going to do some more fishing, but you know, we had to get to nail down the particulars, if you will.
That's right.
But hey, thanks again, and thanks for tuning in to the Outdoor Icon show. So until next week, have a great outdoor experience.